Greetings, hello. My name is Brent. We are in Cerro Gordo, California. Right behind me, you can see Death Valley National Park. And our property here borders Death Valley, which is something that I just don't show that often. So that's why this week, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going camping. And my hope there is to show you guys a little bit more of the property, some of the beautiful sights around here. I think so far in the videos, I've focused on the town core, you know, the buildings and the main part of Cerro Gordo, but the surrounding land is beautiful. And our property itself is 400 acres, so it's quite big, but it's surrounded by millions and millions of acres of BLM land, so Bureau of Land Management. So you can come out to a place like this and just, hey! No one's gonna hear you. You're dozens of miles from any other human being. So I'm gonna pack up and do an overnight on the property. Over the past week or so, I've been exploring Google Earth. So I was just browsing around the property and I found a bunch of different things that, I don't know if they're mines or old buildings, but they're interesting. And so my hope this week is to put those into a GPS, go hiking, camp out overnight, hopefully find some cool things, but if nothing else, show you guys some of the beautiful surroundings of Cerro Gordo. So a little bit different this week, a little bit calmer, but I hope you still like it. Hope we still find some things. And without any further ado, I asked our hiking because the sun is going down. All right, getting all packed up for the hiking trip. I'll take you through what I have. So I have a GoPro, another GoPro. I'm not bringing the Sony camera. Headlamps, extra batteries. I have an InTouch, or InReach, I mean, in case I run into a problem. I have a GPS to figure out where I'm going off of those things that I saw on Google Maps. So that will be important. I got a knife. I got flint to start a little fire because it's freezing cold. I have my official Cerro Gordo flask, which they are in the shop if you're interested in them. Somebody sent me this, one of the viewers, Romney's Kendall Mint Cake. It's already expired, unfortunately, but only by a few days. So I'm taking that. I'm not even fully sure what that is. Some other food. Somebody else sent me these MREs, or these adventure meals. So I'm going to take a couple of those. I have a 0-degree backpack because it's hovering around 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit at night, plus the wind. I have a tent, my backpack, and my drone, because my hope is that I can show you guys a lot more of the property that you can't see typically, because it's a beautiful property, and there's a lot more here than just the town core. So I'm really excited to show you guys. Oh yeah, I have these battery packs. I'm not going to take all these. It's a little overkill, and they're kind of heavy. But maybe take 2 of these so I can charge some stuff up. But that's it. Got to get packed up. I'm going to leave quite early tomorrow, probably around 6. And can't wait to show you guys more of Cerro Gordo. All right, time to get out of here. Oh my God. I might have overpacked. Oh man, that is heavy. But just a casual 28 degrees to start the hike. It's only gonna get colder out there. I bet tonight it'll be 20 or 15. Real cold. Let's go warm up a little bit. It's easy today to think that all of our problems are huge. You know, when you're constantly connected to your email or social media or Facebook or this and that, you know, every problem seems like the biggest deal in the world. But for me, as I go out into nature, I hike further, I sit there, I allow myself to kind of get lost and remember my place both in the world and the universe and existence in total. It's very difficult to see any problems as that big a deal when you look at things from that magnitude. And so that's one of the reasons I love getting back into nature and kind of zooming out from myself and, you know, seeing myself just as a guy on the rock ledge, and then seeing the Earth from the moon's perspective and the galaxy, and then realizing how insignificant I am in the grand scheme of that. And if I do find myself getting overwhelmed, a little jog into nature always seems to do the trick. All right, and we're hiking. As you can see, I'm on the back side of the property now. This is headed towards Death Valley, and that's an area where there's a lot of woodcutter camps. So you have to imagine all of these mining camps required wood. They required charcoal. And so there's camps in between the mines where woodcutters would live, chop down trees, have some charcoal pits, and supply the mining towns. And so those are areas that are pretty far off any trail of any type. I'm hoping when I'm there, I can find some really cool stuff that nobody has seen in a long time. But so far, a good start. Very cold, very heavy backpack, but that'll shed as I drink some of this water. Wow, look at this. So once you get to this part, you can kind of see all the way into Death Valley. Sun hasn't hit me yet, but it's still warming up a bit. And it's beautiful out here. Once we get to that crest, look at that, the sun's just at that peak over there. I'll have to walk faster to get there, but that's Death Valley. We're headed basically over that peak and then over this ridge line to hopefully find a mine and go from there. There it is. There's the sun. 20 feet away. 10 feet, 5 feet. Good morning, Death Valley. It's beautiful, huh? I think I'll camp out here for a second, rearrange my backpack, give you guys a view of what this looks like. And then we're headed over, almost to where the sun is. Headed over that crest. Gonna go find some mines. Sure enough, that is a mine. That is a huge tailing pile. So we're talking a big mine. And it looks like there's more structures over there. I remember seeing on Google Earth, and then some up there. So, it's a beautiful day to explore some mines. Yep. That's a mine, all right. Still got the tracks and everything. Bags down. Time to give it a little bit of a looky-loo around here. You obviously got another stone structure here, which is awesome. Seems like it could have been a pretty big mine. Imagine building this. Look at that. That's like a tight corner for having used those random rocks. Still standing, probably 100 years later. Hey, more than you can say for a lot of houses that they construct these days. I grew up in the suburbs, and you know, there's like cookie cutter homes by somebody like Lennar Homes or something like that, and they all just look the same, probably are built to last 20 years or something. Ooh, it's got even a little cubby hole. Is that where the treasure is? I have this theory that miners, you have to figure, they weren't beat up by the bank, and so they took their money or their silver, hid it somewhere, and some of them died. I mean, this is like a fact of life, right? Some of them hid their silver by a tree, died, silver's still there. So one day, I'm going to come across a whole bunch of silver. Maybe not today, but one day. What a day, huh? Oh, look at that. Another little stone structure thing. Maybe I should just do that tonight. Build myself a stone house and forget about this heavy tent that I brought. Oh, this is more like a road. See how the cribbing was up here to like create this road? Oh yeah. Over to a structure. Man. Imagine just recreating this house. I mean, those views haven't changed ever. You know, there's a lot of space out there. This old wood. What have we got here? Jeans. Somebody say, oh look, we have a bed spring. I know where I'm sleeping. Right in the tetanus central of California. Dang, this wood's kind of nice. Tongue and groove. Take this back. Yeah, hiking back with hundreds of pounds. Ooh boy. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Because I am seeing some serious machinery. And a lot of cans. Another tip is if you're looking around a campsite, ooh, there's another thing up there too. And look by the roots, because you imagine like when this camp was active, this tree was tiny. And so maybe a guy sat underneath here. Oh, as I'm saying that. Prince Albert can. You got anything in? Oh, look at that, it's even got the label. Boom! Oh, come on, not even 10 o'clock and I already got the first find? So what I was saying is, imagine this is here because this tree used to be really small. You know, miner guy wanted some shade to chill out. He threw whatever he was gonna throw here. You know, over time, some dirt covered it, so some generations of people didn't find it. And then the roots pushed it out. So the roots could have pushed out bottles. So, you know, you can imagine a miner back 100 years ago, sitting here, drinking some whiskey. These trees are much smaller. Just tossing the whiskey aside right after he smoked his Prince Alberts. And then the roots pushing up the whiskey bottles. Let's look at these roots. Let's test the theory right off the bat, you know? Brent, you talk a lot, but can you deliver? I mean, there's some cans in there, but we're also in a wash, so I got double jeopardy or something going on. Those cans. Ooh, that's some type of leather strap. Oh, dang it, it's like a belt. Man, this place is stocked. Sardines can? Yes, sir. That's awesome. Do you think that the guy that opened this to eat some sardines out in the middle of nowhere would think that, you know, 80, 100 years later, some guy with a GoPro to find him, oh, that's awesome. Probably not, but you know what? I appreciate him. And I appreciate you guys following along. Oop, got some more tree. This is like some type of structure here. Maybe it's a mine. Could have been a mine that collapsed. Oh yeah, look at this. This is a structure. So many cans. Wow. Talk about views. I believe this is the San Lucas mine. I've heard that the San Lucas is out this way. And it really makes sense because this is a big mine and San Lucas was a big mine. It was active in the same period that Cerro Gordo was active. It's a couple hours to get out here. So those mules were moving, bringing stuff back into Cerro Gordo. Oh, not gonna step over here because that, my friends, is another mine entrance right there. Good thing I didn't step there. I am right on top of a mine. That gets me excited. Let's explore this. Let's explore around. We'll do the mines last. Wow. You ever walk that wash? Let's go check out this little building. All right, took a little brief scavenger hunt around this first mine that I found. Found the Prince Albert can and a couple bottles. And I think next up, you know I gotta go in the mines. It's right there. I'll take it safe, but what I'm kind of thinking ahead is this mine wasn't a very long walk. It was actually quite close. And so the next one is probably 4 or 5 miles away. And this pack, it's not gonna cut it. I overpacked for sure. And so I have to jettison some of this stuff. It's probably 60 or 70 pounds right now, and I just can't foresee me getting to the next mine comfortably. And so I gotta make some decisions on what stays and what goes. You know, I got a lot of stuff in here. The sleeping bag that I'm sitting on obviously has to stay. I got a little writing pad. I'm gonna keep that because I wanna write. Some food, waters. I got a bunch of water. Water's obviously heavy, but I'm not gonna jettison that. I got these food, I need that. Sunscreen, I got red hair, so you know, sunscreen is very important for me. This is a lot of weight. This is my little single person tent, but it's probably 6 or 8 pounds. So, I mean, a tent seemed necessary when I was packing, but now that I'm out here, I could probably find an old mine or fashion a structure in some way. You know, it is concerning because tonight it'll probably get down close to 0 Fahrenheit. It was probably 10 degrees last night in town, so who knows out here. If the wind strikes up, I really gonna want to have something to block the wind. But oh yeah, this charging block is about like equally heavy to this tent. I kind of need that because part of the point of this is to kind of show you guys what it's like out here. I don't know. The tent might have to stay. It seems necessary, but is it? Woo, all right. You know what time it is. If there's a mine, I'm going into it. You know what they say. Don't tempt me with a good mine. Well, another day, another mine. An exciting mine for me because, oh wow, Bill. Look at this. This is so cool. So this shows the age of this. So these timbers are just like, what are they called? Hand hewn or something like that. Basically just like, it's a guy with just like a rudimentary axe making these for the track. And you know, the newer mines you'll see the like kind of manufactured logs, but when you get these old ones, that's an old mine. Oh man, look at that. It's being held up by that. Like, look how they chopped that. Chop, 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 chop. Well, 2 tracks diverged in an abandoned mine. And I took neither. And that has made all the difference. Oh, looks like this one ends. Oh, you see that? See, so anytime you go back and it looks like the thing ends and there's like a frame. So there's a frame, wooden frame, that usually indicates the powder room or dynamite. So, yep. Dynamite boxes, dynamite paper. Anything got writing on it? There you go. High explosive, giant blasting company. Gonna be pretty careful because last thing I want to do is step on some dynamite right now.
and there appears to be a lot of it back here. Echo. That's cool. Jeans? Oh wait, I was joking. But there actually might be jeans. Holy shit. Imagine if I find jeans on this trip. Oh. That's denim. Oh boy. Look at that, folks. Come on. Not even a few hours into this expedition, we found denim. Oh, there's some over there. I mean, obviously it's not gonna be my full pair that I want, but that is blue jean. That is... I was joking and I found it. Blue jeans. Look at that bang for your buck. Not even... Oh, it's jeans right here. No, that's a bag. Dynamite bag. All right, back to the intersection. Let's take door number 2. Ooh, that's pretty. A lot of it. Oh, we gotta shoot. Gotta know what to shoot or shoot. So what's weird is a few times recently, I've looked at a shoot and I found clothes. And, ooh, is that clothes? It's like the miners just throw their clothes down the chute. What do you say, folks? Not today. Not this early in the expedition. Can't get hurt yet. Got more of Cerro Gordo to show you. Ooh, it's looking real hairy. Got collapse, rocks falling through the ceiling, and we'll just go a little further, just a little bit. More collapse. Whoopsies. Oh, we got track over there. Collapse. Ooh. Dynamite. Dynamite. Jeans. Oh, shit. Hey, that's it, folks. We gave it a good run. Tried our best. Whoa, look at that stope up there. Just wasn't meant to be today. Yeah, nah, we're good. Look at this rock. It's just crystals everywhere, yellow crystals. Look at that crystal. Some really beautiful rocks in this. I recently got into a little bit of rock hounding because some guys came up and showed me some different rocks. And I'm obsessed. Like, look at that one. Ow. Careful. That one's like blue-green. Whoa, look how blue that is. I'm gonna keep that. Anybody out there know what that is? Azurite? To guess, but look at that rock. Just when I think I didn't find anything in this mine. Any mine exploration is a successful mine exploration when you leave. And this mine, when you walk out of this, whew, come on. Oh, that's beautiful. You know what's beautiful? This blue rock I got. I'm gonna keep that. It's a good luck rock. You know, as much as I like this Prince Albert can I found, I think what I'm gonna do is write a little note going off the time capsule idea, put it in there, put it somewhere safe from the elements, because obviously it's not waterproof, but maybe the next excited guy's gonna come out here and find this and open it up and get a little note from me. So I'm gonna do that, pack up, and hit the road. Headed back in briefly to hide this in an undisclosed location, and then we will be on our way. bag is packed, but controversial decision, one I might regret. Goodbye, tent. I will come for you soon. The other big theme for me when I'm out in nature is just self-reliance, right? It's something that, you know, sometimes when you go somewhere, you're like, well, I need to have this, I need to have that, everything needs to be perfect. And it's like, no, come on, man. You're gonna survive. You're a human being. Human beings are very capable beings, you know, if you just allow yourself to be. And so I remember on this trek when I couldn't bring my tent even, it was like, well, what if I don't have my tent and there's a scorpion gets into my sleeping bag? And it's like, come on, man. How many millions of people have slept on the ground before? You're gonna be just fine. And you figure things out, and that builds confidence. You know, the next time you're in a situation that's uncomfortable, you remind yourself that, hey, I figured this out last time, I'm gonna figure this out this time. And so for me, that's why I like going on these types of trips. That's why I even enjoy getting a little bit lost. It's just pushing the comfort zone to build that, you know, almost like calloused hand, that comfort that, hey, next time I'm in something like this, I'm the type of person that figures it out. And if you don't test your boundaries, if you don't try different things and do get metaphorically lost occasionally, you're never gonna build that up.
I mean, look how beautiful this is as we're going around this turn. The sun is just hitting this tree. And that could be a postcard.
Well, look at this. We are way up here in the little roundabout way.
We'll look down a little bit. Tell me that's not a stone cabin. That is so cool. I had no idea there's stuff over here. And it's so beautiful right now with the sun the way it is. Oh yeah. No, we're not going in that today. I don't even want to get near it with my backpack. I could flip on one in there. Holy cow. Whoa, look at that. So I kind of recognize that ridge way down there. Last time I was walking up there, I found this piece of a beer bottle, maybe there, and I kept saying, oh, I wish I could walk up the wash. Now, if I keep hugging this top, I'm gonna go down to wherever that wash was coming from.
Look at this. We're way out here, but a happy birthday balloon.
This is the second one of these that I found, and we're probably at least 20 miles from any town and 40 miles from any real town. So do not let your happy birthday balloons go in the air. They end up places like this. I think everybody has their pet peeve, and littering is mine. Woo!
So now I gotta walk down this washaways.
And you know me, you know I love walking the wash. By wash I mean where the snow would melt and wash things down. Almost like a dry riverbed. It kind of scoops things from a lot of different camps and puts them in here.
Out here, the most predominant trees are the pinyon pines and the juniper tree.
I always thought it'd be cool to make a Cerro Gordo gin and use some of the berries from around here. I don't know anything about making gin, but look at there you go. Juniper berries. If you know how to make gin, and you want to help make Cerro Gordo gin, hit me up, because I am interested.
Remember I said earlier that this area is an area for woodcutters?
You can kind of see here that there was a flat thing at some point, maybe even a structure. If you look just underneath, there's all this charcoal. So this is a charcoal pit. That's not from a campfire. That's from the guys back here, the woodcutters supplying the camps with charcoal.
It's not steep, you know? I'm not in the best shape, but I'm not in the worst shape. And
it's a good little hike. Scaling up the side of a mountain. Whew. Getting back up there. Come on.
To the top of another mountain, there's a reference point.
Back up and over. I can imagine just guys back, 100 years ago, just I mean, the sun looked like this. It's not like there's buildings here, so they took a very similar walk back then. Theirs wasn't for leisure. It was their living, but there's a cut down tree right there. Probably some charcoal that went into making some silver at Cerro Gordo. So that's important to me. Like, even that stump is important to me. That stump has history, and it's kind of related to Cerro Gordo. It's an old stump. That was something else. Got to the peak. Look, some type of structure, and whew, I think if you look right across, that's the mine I'm looking for. I am pumped that that is the mine, because I didn't know if I was gonna get there before dark, and I have plenty of time to go over there. I think I'm gonna camp out by the mine, so at least I know where I am. Or if that's not the mine I was looking for, that's at least a mine for sure. So, almost there. Yes, that's awesome. I just thought I was gonna have to like camp on the side of a mountain under a tree and get eaten by a bobcat and bit by a rattlesnake. Not today. Well, it's not saying not today yet. It's not as close as it looks. That might be the prettiest tree I've ever seen. Look at this thing. Back in this alley. Man, what a beautiful tree. It's like haunting too. Wow. Huh. I came from many peaks over that way. Oh. Gotta find a shelter now, make a shelter, and then we'll be doing all right. Try to find the entrance to these mines too. Oh man, my legs are cramping up right there. Woo! Putting in the work today. Let's find some shelter and eat some food. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe that's even like a fireplace or something. All right, this is pretty good. I mean, I have to do some work. I have to clean out the wood. I don't have my gloves with me. So I'm gonna take a little quick walk about, see if I can find any better stuff. The cabin over here, obviously. Not, there's no walls or anything. I'm not seeing many of those stone cabins. Oh, hello. Always right behind you. All right, so see with this, I could just kind of move out some rock, put it there. All right, so as you can see, what I'm trying to do here is create as small a space as possible for my bed. I'm gonna create a little rim with these rocks, almost like a little tomb. I'll put some, I gotta find some stuff to put down first, maybe some leaves or even the pine stuff, pine straw down underneath that. Then I'll put a layer, on top of that, and this will be my home tonight. All right, it's not perfect, but I'm racing against the sun, so it's better than nothing down. Now I'm gonna put on this to insulate it against the ground, then a sleeping bag and something over top, and that's gonna be home tonight. Will it work? I mean, let's hope so. Sun's going down. I'm gonna make a little fire pit over there, and so stay warm, jump in this, I have another emergency blanket I'll put on top, and that'll be it tonight. Well, you know, I was starting to feel good. Got my little fire going, keeping it pretty small. Got my bed pretty much set up over there. And I was excited to try one of these MREs that somebody sent me. And the last MRE I had, it heated itself. This, it said on the front, just add water. The caveat there is add boiling water. Well, I don't really have much of a way to boil this. I don't really want to find an old tin around here and use that. You know, it just wouldn't be a Ghost Town Living episode without some minor catastrophe. So I guess this lasagna meat sauce is gonna have to wait. Or I could try to eat it cold, or I guess it has to absorb it. Dang it. Oh man, I was really looking forward to that too. This is looking to be dinner. Beef jerky, an apple, and a protein bar. But I gotta say, for not having a tent, got a little house now. With enough time here, I'd put a whole roof over this, some sheet metal, put a little chimney. As you can see, I decided to further upgrade my sleeping arrangements by putting this wood I found over them, making it very much like a coffin. I did that because I was walking over there and there was a pretty large scat, and I thought I heard a big animal. Now, is that wood going to prevent an animal that wants to kill me from killing me? No. But might slow it down a little bit, and I think if I keep putting some wood, it will provide a little bit of insulation too. So basically building a coffin. You ever have those moments where you're like, man, how'd I get here? And I don't just mean like, you know, miles from any town, camping by myself, but more like, you know, growing up, I remember the first thing I ever wanted to be was an inventor. And it's probably like a lot of kids, right? I was like, I want to be an inventor. And I would spend my afternoons in my garage, like taking apart radios. And then as I got a little bit older, I wanted to start something, you know? So I was always starting like a leaf raking company or this company. And then growing up, both my parents were teachers, and so education was fairly important. So I always thought about going to higher education. So it's either, you know, doctor, lawyer, or banker. You know, those are kind of seem to be the three most obvious choices after, you know, the dream of being an inventor went away. And so I didn't like blood, so medical school was out. I didn't think that I was a great public speaker, so lawyer was out, plus I just didn't enjoy it, so chose banking. And I went to New York City to get a graduate degree in finance to work at an investment bank. Because I remember this was, you know, 2011, that's what people said was cool. You know, I remember investment banking was like the cool thing to do. I remember there was a song on YouTube that was like, damn, it feels good to be a banker. And it was all about the glorification of investment banking and long hours. And the guy in it is like shotgunning a Red Bull. And it was like glorified that, you know, you would do this, make all this money and have a great life. And I bought into it. You know, that's what society said was right. And so I bought into it, went to grad school for finance, spent a lot of money, borrowed a lot of money, I should say, to go. Graduated, got in a job at an investment bank. I worked there for less than 1 month. I absolutely hated it. You know, no disrespect to bankers out there, but it wasn't for me. So I quit. I ended up traveling a lot. I traveled, backpacked through Central and South America, and I kind of just reshaped how I viewed the world. You know, as you meet lots of different people, you see there's lots of ways to kind of get by, and it doesn't have to be one of those three doctor, lawyer, banker routes. And so I remember I came back, and my only goal was not to work at a bank. And so I moved really deep into Brooklyn, way past Bed-Stuy, almost like Brownsville, if you're familiar with Brooklyn. And I was renting a room for $400 a month, barely making rent, basically just doing whatever I could to not have to get a real job. And then I started this backpacker hostel in Brooklyn. And so it was this commercial space that you put in bunk beds. I'd stayed at tons of hostels when I was traveling, you know, and so I really missed that camaraderie and that excitement of being in there, meeting people from all over the world. And so I started a hostel in Brooklyn. I didn't get any of the necessary permits. I just got a commercial building, put a bunch of bunk beds in there, and that became, you know, 3 of the best years of my life. It was fun. I was making money. I was more just being able to live for free in New York City. And I knew that that was going to end. It was kind of like there was a ticking clock there, right? You can only have an illegal hostel in Brooklyn for so long. And so I started working with some other people and started doing some other things, got into book marketing. So that brought me to Austin, where I ended up starting a backpacker hostel as well. I thought I had shaken it, but I remember I went to Austin and I was walking on the street one day down Cesar Chavez, if you're familiar with Austin. And on the right, there was this beautiful blue building that was a Victorian mansion. And I remember just thinking, dang, that would be an amazing hospital. And it wasn't for sale or anything at the time. And so I went on my way. And then I remember walking by a couple weeks later and there was a for sale sign or for lease sign in the yard. And that was a literal and metaphorical sign that, hey, maybe I'm not done with this hostel thing yet. So I ended up leasing that, starting a legit hostel in Austin, and ran that for 2 or 3 years. And I was getting bored, you know. It was like, there's only so much things you can do with a hostel. There's only so many beds you can put in each room. And so I was looking for a bigger project, and I was looking in the Catskill area, actually, just upstate of New York, with my friend John Beer, who I ended up buying Cerro Gordo with. And we were taking these trips up there, just discussing hospitality and stuff. And then my friend Aaron texted me this link to buy a ghost town. And so he texted it to me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, almost as a joke. He was like, hey, look at this, isn't this funny? And I was just obsessed, you know, that was it. I thought, wow, and I read about the history and the area and everything, and just, yeah, my life's never been the same. You know, it's one of those things that, had I stuck with my job as a banker, I wouldn't be happy. I might have made a lot more money, but wouldn't be doing stuff like this, you know? And so, I don't know. I just think it was a very difficult decision to make, to walk away from the investment banking thing. And there was many years where it just didn't seem like the right idea. Wasn't making any money. I was kind of just living in pretty deep into Brooklyn, but it led to this. And, you know, I don't think it's my place to be preachy or anything like that, but I think a lot of people are faced with that all the time. They're faced with the decision of, hey, is this the safe route? Is this the thing that I want to do? And I bet the answer is no to a lot of people, particularly if you're young. You know, like if you're under 30 and you don't like what you're doing, you know, you're not going to get a rerun. Quit, move deep into Brooklyn, write articles for Odesk, figure something else out. You never know where it's going to go, but you do know where that investment banking path goes. It leads to making money and being miserable and just not having a good life. And so, I don't know. I think times like this remind me of those times. I try to think of myself like, hey, what if I had stuck out the investment banking thing? And I can't even think about that now, you know? It's just not something that's even in the realm of possibility anymore. And I'm really grateful for it, you know, and Thanksgiving was just, 2 days ago. And so I've been sitting here looking at the sunset behind me, just kind of being grateful for everything that's come along in my life and the opportunity to share it with a lot of people. And so, I hope if you're, debating doing that thing, that you do it. Who cares? If you want anybody to give you the thumbs up, I'm giving you the thumbs up, not that I, matter in any way, but I hope you do it. I hope I continue to do it. I hope it leads me into beautiful paths that connect in beautiful ways.
All right, fire has been put out. It's officially time to go to bed. Just gotta, check the old sleeping bag for scorpions. As long as they're scorpion free, I'm going to bed. I'm inside the tomb. Guess it's time to go to bed. Good night. Well, good morning. Let's try to get out of this tomb without collapsing it. Oh, crap. It collapsed. Look at that to wake up to. Oh, wow. I gotta get out of the stupid
thing. Oh, damn it. I felt it too good. Oh, get out of here. Whoa. Ow. Oh. Oh yeah. That's a shot.
Lacing up for another day.
Come on. Look at that. Wow.
It's time to get back now. Almost all of my cameras are dead. This is the last one left. So I'm gonna give myself the treat of walking back without worrying about filming or anything like that. But I thank you guys as always for checking out this video. It does mean a lot to me. I think my next excursion related to this has got to be on a dirt bike. I saw that trail and it just, something triggered. So I'm going to be experimenting around with the dirt bike. Hopefully that opens up all sorts of new explorations and mines to check out. But for this week, that's it. That's all. Goodbye. I hope you guys have a good week, and thank you guys as always for checking this out. Aha. Home sweet home. I'm almost there. Oh boy, I'm ready to be home.